My beloved child, before you scroll away, listen carefully because this message is not an accident. I have brought you here for a reason. There has been a silent battle taking place that you could not see with your natural eyes. While you have been wondering if your soulmate has forgotten you, I have been working behind the scenes in ways you cannot imagine. For many nights you have asked me the same question. God, why is everything taking so long? If this person truly belongs in my life, why haven't they reached out? Why does it feel like they are so close, yet so far away? My child, I have heard every one of your prayers. Not a single tear has fallen without my notice. Not one lonely night has escaped my attention. Even when you felt abandoned, I was standing beside you. Even when you thought heaven was silent, I was arranging events that your human eyes could not understand. Today I need you to hear something that may completely change the way you see your situation. Your soulmate has finally realized something they were unable to see before. For a long time they searched for peace in the wrong places. They believed happiness could be found somewhere else. They convinced themselves they could move forward without facing the feelings I placed inside their heart. They tried to ignore the connection that I created between the two of you. But my child, what I have joined spiritually cannot be erased by confusion. Recently something happened in their life. It may have seemed small to everyone around them, but it shook their heart deeply. A conversation. A memory. A dream. Or simply a quiet moment when everything around them became silent. In that moment I reminded them of you. Not because you forced it. Not because someone mentioned your name. But because I placed your presence back into their heart. Suddenly they began remembering the kindness you showed. The patience you carried. The love you gave without expecting anything in return. They started comparing every connection they have experienced with the peace they once felt whenever they thought about you. For the first time they stopped running from the truth. They finally admitted to themselves. You were the one. Those words echoed inside their heart again and again. Yet my child, even though this realization has already happened, I am asking you to wait one more day. I know that sentence may not be what you wanted to hear. You were hoping today would be the day. You were expecting the phone to ring. You were waiting for the notification. You were praying that this message would tell you everything was happening immediately. But my timing has always been greater than human expectations. One more day is not a punishment. One more day is preparation. There are still pieces falling into place that neither you nor your soulmate can see. If I allowed this connection to happen too early, wounds that have not completely healed would begin speaking louder than love. Fear would replace faith. Past pain would replace peace. And confusion would replace clarity. That is why I am asking you not to rush what heaven is carefully preparing. Every delay has a purpose. Every pause has protection hidden inside it. Your soulmate is experiencing emotions they have never fully allowed themselves to feel before. The walls they built over many months, or perhaps many years, are beginning to fall apart. They are questioning every decision that separated them from you. They are asking themselves why they ignored the signs. Why they kept resisting. Why they allowed fear to control their future. These questions are not coming from guilt alone. They are coming because I am awakening their heart. Do not mistake silence for absence. Silence often means I am doing my deepest work. While you have been counting the days, I have been changing hearts. While you have been wondering whether they remember you, I have been reminding them every single day. You are closer than you realize. The breakthrough is nearer than it appears. But heaven says, wait one more day. Not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening exactly as I planned. My beloved child, I know waiting has tested your faith more than you ever expected. There were moments when you almost convinced yourself that it was over. You told yourself that if they truly cared, they would have already reached out. You wondered whether you misunderstood the signs I had shown you. But I tell you today, do not allow your emotions to rewrite what I have already written. Your soulmate has been fighting a battle inside their own heart. Outwardly they may appear calm, busy, or even happy, but inwardly they have been carrying questions they can no longer ignore. The peace they thought they would find without you has remained out of reach. Every path they tried has eventually brought them back to the same realization. You were the one. Those words have become impossible for them to silence. There have been unexpected reminders of you everywhere they turn. A familiar song. A place that brings back memories. A conversation that sounds strangely familiar. Even in quiet moments, your face has crossed their mind without warning. These are not coincidences. I have been gently awakening what they buried beneath fear and pride. My child, many people believe miracles happen in one dramatic moment. But often my greatest miracles begin quietly. A single thought. A softened heart. One honest prayer. One decision to stop running from the truth. That is exactly what is happening now. Your soulmate is no longer running. Instead, they are beginning to ask themselves difficult questions. What if I made a mistake? What if I let the right person walk away? What if God gave me something precious, and I failed to recognize it? Those questions are leading them closer to me, and as they draw closer to me, they are also being drawn closer to you. Still, I ask you to wait one more day. Not because I enjoy seeing you wait, but because I know what tomorrow holds. There is one final lesson your soulmate must learn before they step toward you with confidence instead of confusion. I do not want them to reach out simply because they are lonely. I want them to reach out because they finally understand the value of what I placed before them. A relationship built on temporary emotions cannot endure. A relationship built on truth, humility, and my guidance has the strength to withstand life's storms. That is why I have been working on both of your hearts. While I have been teaching them courage, I have also been teaching you patience. While I have been removing their pride, I have been strengthening your faith. Neither process has been easy, but both have been necessary. Perhaps you have noticed changes within yourself recently. You are not the same person you were months ago. The disappointments that once controlled you no longer have the same power. The fears that once kept you awake have begun to lose their grip. That is my work inside you. I have been preparing you for a love that reflects my peace instead of your past pain. Do not think your waiting has been wasted. Every prayer has built your character. Every tear has deepened your compassion. Every delay has strengthened your trust in me. Soon you will look back and realize that if everything had happened when you demanded it, neither of you would have been ready. The timing you once questioned will become the timing you thank me for. So today, resist the temptation to chase. Resist the urge to force a conversation. Resist the desire to create what only I can create. If the connection is from me, you do not have to manipulate it. I know how to bring two hearts together. I know how to remove obstacles. I know how to open doors that no one can shut. Your responsibility is not to control the outcome. Your responsibility is to remain faithful while I finish what I have already begun. And as heaven continues to prepare the next step, remember my promise. The realization has already happened. Your soulmate now knows you were the one. Now I simply ask you. Wait one more day. My beloved child, there is something I have not yet revealed to you, and I need you to listen with an open heart. The reason I have asked you to wait one more day is not only because your soulmate is changing, it is because I am arranging the exact moment your paths will begin to align. You have often imagined how this story would unfold. Perhaps you pictured a sudden message appearing on your phone. Perhaps you imagined hearing their voice after so much silence. Maybe you have replayed that moment in your mind hundreds of times, wondering what they would say if they finally reached out. But my child, my plans are greater than your imagination. The first words they speak to you will carry a different weight because they will come from a transformed heart, not from confusion or fear. I am removing every false reason that once kept them away. I am exposing the excuses they believed. I am breaking the chains of doubt that convinced them they had already missed their chance. Even now, while you are listening to this message, they are thinking more deeply than they have in a very long time. They are remembering conversations they once overlooked. They are remembering the peace they felt in your presence. They are remembering how safe they felt when they could truly be themselves around you. These memories are not fading, they are becoming stronger. This is my gentle work. I do not force hearts. I awaken them. I do not manipulate love. I purify it. That is why I have been patient with both of you. There were people who tried to influence your soulmate's decisions. Some spoke from fear. Others spoke from jealousy. Some simply could not understand what I was doing. Those voices created confusion for a season, but confusion cannot stand forever when my truth begins to speak. One by one, those voices are becoming quieter. Now your soulmate is beginning to hear my voice more clearly than the opinions of others. They are realizing that no amount of distraction has been able to erase what I placed within their heart. The more they tried to move on, the more they discovered that something was still unfinished. That unfinished feeling was not an accident. It was a reminder. A reminder that real love cannot be replaced by temporary comfort. A reminder that peace cannot be found by running away from my plan. A reminder that the person they were searching for was the one I had already placed before them. My child, while all of this has been happening, I have also been watching your heart. There were moments when disappointment tempted you to become bitter. Moments when loneliness whispered that you should stop believing. Moments when impatience urged you to settle for less than what I promised. But you continued seeking me. Even when your faith felt small, you still came to me. Even when you had questions without answers, you continued praying. I saw every one of those moments. Not one act of faith has been forgotten. Your obedience has prepared the way for blessings you cannot yet see. So when I say, wait one more day, understand that heaven is not delaying your joy. Heaven is protecting it. Because once this next chapter begins, you will understand why I refuse to let it happen before the right moment. The conversation will carry honesty instead of uncertainty. The apology will carry humility instead of pride. The love will carry peace instead of fear. And when you finally look back at this season of waiting, you will not remember it as a season of loss. You will remember it as the season when I was quietly writing the beginning of a story that neither of you could have written on your own. So do not lose heart today. Lift your eyes above what you can see. Trust my timing above your own. Your soulmate has realized you were the one. The change has already begun. Now, remain faithful for just one more day, because what I have prepared is closer than you think. My beloved child, as this message comes to an end, I want you to quiet every anxious thought and listen carefully to my voice. The waiting season is almost complete, but how you finish this season matters just as much as how the next one begins. Do not spend this final day worrying about what could go wrong. Do not let fear convince you that silence means rejection. Do not allow yesterday's disappointments to become tomorrow's expectations. Instead, choose faith. Because faith allows you to see what your eyes cannot yet see. Your soulmate has already crossed a line within their heart. They are no longer asking whether you mattered. They are no longer trying to convince themselves that forgetting you is the right choice. They have reached the place where truth has become impossible to ignore. They know. They know your love was genuine. They know your kindness was rare. They know your absence has created an emptiness they cannot replace. Most importantly, they now understand that you were not simply another chapter in their story. You were part of the future I had been preparing for them all along. But before I allow the next step to happen, I am asking both of you to surrender completely to me. A relationship centered only on emotions will rise and fall with circumstances. A relationship centered on my peace will stand firm even when life becomes difficult. That is why I have been preparing your hearts separately before bringing them together. I have been removing pride from one heart and fear from the other. I have been replacing doubt with trust. I have been replacing confusion with clarity. And I have been replacing impatience with wisdom. You may not see all of this today, but very soon you will recognize my fingerprints on every part of your journey. The delay you questioned. The silence that hurt. The closed doors. The unexpected detours. Every one of them served a purpose. Nothing has been wasted. Even the moments that made you cry became seeds for a greater testimony. One day you will tell others, if God had answered my prayer when I demanded it, I would have missed something far better. That day is closer than you realize. So tonight, instead of filling your heart with anxiety, fill it with gratitude. Thank me for what I have already done, even before you see the complete picture. Thank me for protecting you from what was not meant for you. Thank me for strengthening you while you waited. Thank me because I never abandoned you, even when my work was invisible. And when tomorrow arrives, walk into it with confidence instead of fear. Whether the change comes through a message, a conversation, an unexpected meeting, or another step in my perfect plan, know this. I am already ahead of you. I have gone before you to prepare the way. Nothing can cancel what I have ordained. Nothing can steal what I have promised in my perfect timing. So release your worries into my hands. Stop trying to force open doors that I am already unlocking. Rest in the certainty that my plans are always better than your expectations. Remember these words whenever doubt returns. Your soulmate has realized you were the one. I have seen every prayer you prayed. I have heard every tear you cried. And when I say, wait one more day, it is never because I have forgotten you. It is because I am preparing something greater than you can currently imagine. If this message has spoken to your heart, take a moment to thank God in the comments by writing, I trust your perfect timing. Amen. And remember, my beloved child, the best chapters of your story are not behind you, they are about to begin.